In this lecture, let's learn how we could use a reducer with context provider. So we have already created a context here, and what we do inside this particular context is we basically have a state and we also have a function which would change that particular state. So we have implemented the context provider by using a simple state, but as I earlier mentioned, or as we have learned in the previous lectures, sometimes you do need to use a reducer instead of using the useState hook. So now we will learn how we could make use of a reducer instead of using a plain simple state here. So let me go ahead and comment the state out inside the context provider, and instead we'll now create a reducer. So in order to create a reducer here, I would say const user. And while creating a reducer, what we always do is that we create a state. So in this case, state is the user, and then we have a dispatch equals, that's going to be useReducer, and the first thing which we pass to this is the reducer function. So let's call this reducer function as useReducer, as this is going to be related to the user, and then pass the initial value of the state, which is, let's say, empty. Now it says that this useReducer function is not defined, so let's define that function here. So function useReducer. And as always, whenever we create a reducer function, it accepts the state as well as the action. So let's pass these two things up over here. Now what we wish to do is, in this case, we had a set user which would actually change the value of state from a guess to something else. So we need to do the same thing with the reducer function as well. So first of all, we need to understand what this user reducer has to do. So all the user reducer have to do here is it basically has to log in a user and it has to log out a user. So we first go ahead and make a check what kind of action does this reducer wants to perform. So here I would say if action.type, if this is equal to login, in that particular case, I want to set the value of the user to whatever value is being passed. So here in this case, I would say in this case, I want to return a new value of state, and that value is going to be passed as a payload to this particular reducer. So here I would say return action.payload. Now I won't type anything here because things won't make sense if I do so. So for now, let's comment this thing out. Or else if the action.type is equal to logout, in that particular case, I want to go ahead and set the username to guest. So here I've kept these things empty. So we are going to write the code inside them when these actions are actually triggered. Now let's go ahead and let's try to trigger those actions from our login and logout components. So let's first go to login. And in login here, what we are essentially doing is that we are actually setting the value using the setUser function which we have. But right now, our context provider is not going to return user or setUser. Now we are actually returning those values here, but instead of returning setUser, as we have commented out this, we cannot pass in setUser here. Instead, what we have to pass in here now is actually the dispatch function, which is present here. So instead of this, I would say dispatch. So as now the provider actually provides user and dispatch, I have to go ahead and change this setUser instead to dispatch. And the same thing needs to happen with the login as well. So in login, from the use context, I could now just go ahead and access user and the dispatch. All right. So now what I have to do is, instead of using setUser here, inside the handle submit, I instead now need to dispatch an action. So I'll comment this thing out, and instead I would say, all right, dispatch an action. So now we need to dispatch an action object here, which contains the type as well as the payload. So as this is a login function, whenever login happens, I want to dispatch an action whose type is login. So here I would say dispatch an action where the type is going to be login. And then the payload is going to be the value which is entered by the user in the input field, which is this input field right here, because we need to change the value of the user. So here I would say the payload is going to be nothing but the value which is entered in the input field. So now what happens is if I type in a value as Jake and if I click on login, this action is going to be dispatched from the login component, and this action now has to be handled by this particular user reducer. So that action is being handled here. So it checks if the action type is login, and if that's the case, then it would perform this thing. So here I simply need to return a new value for the state, and that value is going to be nothing but whatever value which is being passed over here as the payload. So here I would say, all right, I simply have to return action.payload, and that's it. So now let's see if that actually works. So let me hit refresh so as to make sure there are no errors. So if I log in as Jake, as you can see, it changed to Jake, but the logout won't work and we would have errors here because we have not yet configured that. So now let's work on the logout. So let's go to the logout component here, and we have already accessed the dispatch here. So in this case, what I simply have to do is whenever the logout button is clicked, instead of using set user, I have to now dispatch an action object. So dispatch an object. The type of that is going to be logout, and the payload is going to be guest because we now need to set the user to guest. Now let's handle this dispatch action inside the reducer. So here I would say this time I simply want to return action.payload. So we do the same thing over here as well. So you could either say return action.payload, which contains guest, or you could also go ahead and simply return guest over here as well. Both of them work in a same manner. So now if I save this, let's see if this would work. Jake, login, we are logged in as Jake. Now if I click on logout, as you can see, now this changed to guest. So this is how you could go ahead and make use of a reducer along with a context provider. So the only thing which we have done here is that instead of using plain simple use state here, we have now learned how to use a reducer along with a context provider. Now you might think this is unnecessary, but this is specifically useful when your application grows and your state becomes more complex. And that's exactly what we will be learning in the next lecture. So in the next lecture, what we would do is we would pass a slightly more complex state to the reducer and see how that would work out. So let's learn how to pass complex state to a reducer in the next one.